The world is currently experiencing a cognitive glitch. And while others are struggling to process the chaos of disrespect and boundary violations, your mind is already running the 2026 update. You have been told that your silence is cold. You have been told it is manipulative. But here is what the data actually reveals. For a Gemini, silence is not an absence of communication. It is a firewall. Today, we are installing the silence protocol with 10 strategic cues to deploy when the world tries to crash your system. Welcome. If you are here, your operating system is tired of over-explaining. The standard Gemini default setting is to communicate, to bridge gaps, to use words as the primary interface for resolution. But there is a flaw in that logic when dealing with toxic entities. When you explain your boundaries to someone committed to misunderstanding you, you are essentially feeding data into a corrupted drive. We need to rewrite that code. We are moving from reactive explanation to strategic silence. This is not the silent treatment, which is a passive-aggressive attempt to punish. That is low-frequency behavior. What we are building today is a high-level security protocol. It is nonverbal, it is surgical, and it is absolute. This is about conservation of your energy grid. Before we execute the 10 cues, you must understand the architecture of this shift. Most people view silence as a void. For you, the Mercury-ruled silence is a heavy, active presence. It is the moment the server goes offline to protect the core data. When someone crosses a line, whether through disrespect, manipulation, or emotional dumping, your old protocol was to verbalize the violation. You wanted to articulate the error so they could correct it. But you have run that simulation 47 times, and the result is always the same: energy depletion. The silence protocol changes the dynamic. It signals that access to your intelligence is a privilege, not a right. When you withdraw verbal engagement, you force the other party to sit with their own chaotic frequency. You stop being the shock absorber for their malfunction. Let's break down what this actually means in real terms. These are the first 3 nonverbal cues to deploy the second a boundary is breached. Cue number 1, the latency pause. When a disrespectful comment is made, your instinct is to parry immediately with wit or defense. Override that. Introduce a 4-second delay. Look at them, count to 4, and say nothing. In that silence, you are not processing. You are letting their words hang in the air, unverified and unaccepted. It forces them to hear the echo of their own disrespect. Cue number 2, the optical firewall. This is a modification of eye contact. You do not look away, which signals submission, and you do not glare, which signals emotional reactivity. You soften your focus. You look through them, not at them. You are engaging the gloss-over effect. It signals to their subconscious that they are no longer the primary focal point of your reality. You have deprioritized their visual input. Cue number 3, Proxemic Recalibration. This is simple physics. If the verbal boundary is crossed, the physical boundary must expand. Without a word, take one deliberate step back. If you are seated, lean back into the chair. You are physically demonstrating that their clearance level has been downgraded. If the entity continues to push, we move to phase 2. These cues are designed to starve the interaction of oxygen. Cue number 4, tonal flatlining. If you must speak, you strip the audio file of all dynamic range. No inflection, no warmth, no curiosity. You become monotone. You answer in binary. Yes, no, I see. You are removing the emotional hooks they are trying to latch onto. You are essentially turning into a command line interface functional, but devoid of humanity. Cue number 5, the mirror deactivation. Geminis are natural mirrors. You match energy to build rapport. This is your superpower, but also your vulnerability. When the protocol is active, you stop mirroring. If they are agitated, you are still. If they are loud, you are silent. You stop validating their emotional state with your own. you become a blank screen. This is terrifying to a manipulator because they can no longer see their reflection in you. Cue number 6, the digital ghost. This applies to the digital landscape. When a boundary is crossed via text or message, the response is not a paragraph explaining why you are hurt. The response is the absence of a read receipt. It is the delivered status remaining unchanged for hours. You do not block immediately. You simply cease to process the request. You let their message rot in the server. Cue number 7, the attention withdrawal. In a physical space, if the disrespect continues, you divert your attention to a neutral object. You check a watch. You examine a document. You look at a window. You are signaling that a speck of dust on the table holds more intellectual weight than their current behavior. It is a hierarchy reset. Now for the severe breaches. These are the cues for when the system is under attack. Cue number 8, the physical pivot. This is not just stepping back. This is changing your axis. You turn your body 45 degrees away from them. You are closing off the heart center. You are literally pointing your trajectory toward an exit. It signals that the conversation is no longer the destination. Leaving is. Cue number 9, the verbal economy. This is the refusal to elaborate. When they ask, "What's wrong?" or "Why are you being like this?" you do not provide the data. You say, "I am processing," and then you return to silence. You deny them the roadmap to your emotional state. They do not have the security clearance to know why you are upset. Cue number 10, the exit algorithm. This is the ultimate power move. You simply leave. No dramatic storming out, no slamming doors. You collect your things with methodical slowness, and you walk away. This acts as a hard reset on the interaction. It demonstrates that your presence is voluntary and that the terms of engagement have been violated. Now, let's do a practical exercise regarding the internal feedback loop. When you deploy these cues, your empathy subroutine will try to interfere. You will feel a spike of guilt. You will worry that you are being mean. Recognize this for what it is: old programming. This is not cruelty. This is conservation. This is not revenge. This is cosmic accounting. You are not punishing them. You are protecting the integrity of your Mercury OS. The moment you learn to decouple your need for harmony from their chaos, you stop being reactive and start being strategic. You are teaching them how to interface with you. If the interface is difficult, they will either upgrade their behavior or they will disconnect. Either outcome is acceptable. You are not broken. You are being upgraded. The next time someone tries to override your boundaries, do not argue. Do not explain. Activate the protocol. Let your silence be the loudest thing in the room. Comment below if you are a Gemini who has stopped following and started building their own firewalls. Like this video to claim the update. I will see you in the protocol.